Well, it's sunrise in the desert near Borrego Springs. That's where we camped last night. We had a great day up in Julian yesterday and came down here for the weather. It was getting cold in Julian last night when the sun was going down, but down here in Borrego Springs it was beautiful. It's such a beautiful drive down the mountain. We'll be going back up that way today so you can see more. Here we are, camping without a fire. Amazing, huh? But look at this place. It is beautiful. You guys are sleeping up against the reflectix, huh? I was sleeping up against the reflectix last night. It's warm, even when the sun's not shining off of it like it is right now. Anyway, what happened was I had up my pop-top camper, and it was really windy in the night. So I got up and I pulled the pop-top down. It was so windy, it was just flapping and flapping and making so much noise. So then I slept down here with the dogs for a while, and then at some point in the night I woke up and it was quiet, and so I put the pop-top back up and climbed back up there again. Such a versatile vehicle. So I was at a friend's house this week for a dinner party, and we were talking about how it is that if you're interested in God and you know you love God, but you don't know how Jesus fits in, there's a really interesting thing you can do. The Jewish people are very interesting in history. Very small minority of people in the world and in civilization, but you study them and you'll find they're some of the most amazing people that ever were created. So the ancient traditions the Jewish people had was that they were waiting for this person to come and save them from their problems, and they called this person the Messiah. They were always looking for the Messiah. Every year when they celebrate their feasts, a lot of them have to do with the Messiah, waiting for the Messiah. In one feast they actually have a place setting for him on the table, and they think that if he comes while they're having their dinner that he will come and sit down there. So very, very interesting history about the Jewish people. So the study that you can do is you can look up what of the Jewish prophecies about the Messiah did Jesus fulfill? And you will be so amazed. Well, at the final Passover dinner, that's one of the feasts of the Jewish people, and that's one where they set a place for the Messiah. And at that feast, Jesus went down and sat down at that place at the table, and these men were amazed. So that was one of the prophecies that he fulfilled, that he was showing to them that he was the Messiah. One other interesting place, I think I've talked about it before, is when the students asked him, they said, "Show us the Father." And he said, "I've been with you all this time and you don't recognize me?" So if you're on the fence about who Jesus is and what part he played in history and what part he might play in your life, these are a couple of interesting studies you can do, and it's really easy nowadays online. Just look it up. So I encourage you to do that if you have any interest at all in who Jesus is and what his deal is. I encourage you to do that. This is the little town of Borrego Springs. Over there is a bank, a grocery store. It's called the mall. There is a library and post office. Beautiful hills. Over here's a market. And here we have the puppy patio. This is a beautiful camp spot. It's called William Canyon. It's on the way from Borrego Springs back to Julian. Very nice. We might stay here another time. Well, we're back in the beautiful town of Julian, and it's cold here. At least cold for us Southern Californians. It's about 65 degrees. Here's a nice view of Lake Cuymaca. We're looking at property around the edges of Lake Cuymaca, and so far I haven't found the right street. But that sure is a nice looking lake. That's it for our trip to Julian. We'll see you next time. Have a wonderful week. God bless you. Mwah. Adios.